Hello, hello, hello. Make sure my mic is audible. Hope so. I hope it's not too bad on the keys. Let me see if Twitch is working. Aha, okay. I seem to be somewhat audible. Alright, well, today's a good day. I just got done showering and shaving, finally feel like a human. Maybe I shouldn't have said that second bit, but you know, sometimes I'll leave it ambiguous to what I was shaving. Anyway, new Animal Crossing update just came out. It's one of my girlfriend's favorite games, so I have a fucking grand old time playing that later. And I'll just do an hour of programming. Hold on, sneeze coming on. Maybe? Yes? No? Nope. Cool. Thanks. Let's do this. This is going to be 0.0.1.e. This is January 15th, 2026. Let's say goals for maybe just short-term goals. So what I want to do is work on collisions. So first off is figure out if typical elastic collision calculation is applicable to vectors. Second, see how Pygame vectors work with math/scalars. And then third is implement collisions. Also, something I want to do is last time, where is it? It's this one. I made this, which just says if the player velocity magnitude is less than 0.9, then just zero it, make it a 0. And I kind of want to do that generally and universally, no matter if I'm pressing the X key. So we'll see if I want to do that today, but I think in general, make, I guess, velocity zeroing universal. Hopefully I know what that means if I try and do it again. Alright. Maybe I learn you something. Okay. Let's see if I can learn you something here. Ooh, that one. Is it minimized? There we go. Alright, I'm doing this with a mouse. Mouse and keyboard. So, when there are two basic types of collisions. Actually, first, a little disclaimer, I am a chemist. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry. I took a physics class, a 3-term, 30-week physics, calculus-based physics course. that is all of the physics I have. I took a little quantum chemistry, but that's about it. So if I get anything wrong, don't shoot me. Don't ban me. It's okay. Also, yeah, I'm doing this with mouse and keyboard, so it's going to look awful. So anyway, there are two types of collisions. There is inelastic collisions, which are the easiest to compute. But let's say you have something going this way. It's just an object. Let's call it object A. And then you have another object going this way. Call it object B. So inelastic collisions is where these two collide and then they join. So object A and object B all both go the same way at the same speed, basically joined. That's an elastic collision. Doesn't happen often, but it is easy to compute. More often than not, you have an inelastic collision where you have object A going one way and object B going the other. So this is what is really going to go on in my game, is when two objects collide, they collide elastically. And so what that involves is we have A has velocity A, which is a vector, and mass A, which is a scalar. And then there is velocity B and mass B. And so to find, so let's say this is VAI for initial, and then VBI, and then this is VA final, F for final, and VBF. What I was taught in my physics class was that to find VA final, you do M1 or MA minus MB over MA plus MB, and that's multiplied to vector A initial, and then plus 2 MB over MA plus MB. I'm actually kind of slaying this. And that's all multiplied to VB initial. And then VB final is kind of the reverse, where you've got this term being 2 MA over MA plus MB. Times VA initial plus MB minus MA? Yeah, MB minus MA. This looks like shit. I take it back, I'm not slaying. Over MA plus MB. And this is derived, and this is VB initial. This is derived from the fact that our kinetic energy initial is going to be equal to our kinetic energy final. In other words, 1 over 2 mv initial equals 1 over 2 mv final. And then this is like the sum of the kinetic energy. So like the sum of I equals 1. I'm really going for 1 over 2 mi vi or f or that. So yeah. The thing is, I only know if this works for scalars. I know this works for scalars. I don't know if it works for vectors. Like, should work for vectors. You can multiply a scalar into a vector and then add two vectors together, and it should work that way. But I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. And I need it to work for vectors if I want this whole thing to work. So, like I said earlier, my first step is going to see if this can work for vectors before I move on to figuring out how vectors work in Pygame. So this is just going to be a lot of learning today. Hope that's okay. Another thing is that this is a perfect system where kinetic energy stays constant throughout the entire process. In actuality, you're going to collide, you're going to lose a little energy, like in heat, in light, in sound in some cases. So the K initial is actually equal to like K final plus some like, let's call it Q for heat. And so what I'll do probably is like put some sort of constant multiplier here, like 0.9 or something like that, as like a dampening coefficient, so that it just doesn't perpetually bounce. Because like eventually I'm going to be implementing gravity, and so there's going to be attraction between two objects, and so they'll keep colliding and keep bouncing. In a perfect system, that's just what would happen. But there's damping, there's lost energy, and so we're going to make it so that they slowly stop moving. And that's partially why I want to do the whole zeroing thing, is so that eventually they just stick together. Okay, so let's use a little math. Ignore the ads and shit. I don't like it. Whoa. For function. Hang on, I'm getting distracted. Oh, it's just like a simple calculator. We're going to do graphing. And then we're going to, of course, look up vectors Desmos. Because every time I learn it, I forget it. Right, it would be easier for us to do 3D. This is a really helpful tool. Actually, if you don't use Desmos daily, you should start doing it. It's the best thing this shithole of a internet has to offer. It even has 3D graphing now. And the funny thing about this is that this came out like as I was taking 3D vector calculus, so Calc 4. And it was like a godsend. It was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I needed at this point in time. Okay, let me remember vector. Starting point A and terminal point B. So we want, let's say we go 2, -2, 0, and 0, 0, 0. There you go. And then another vector. no, negative 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. Forgot. Blam. So, if these two things have the same mass, they should just go like beep, beep, right? So, oh, if the two things, yeah, okay. So, let me remind myself how this works, because this would be as a vector. As a vector, this would be negative 2, 2. This one would be negative 2, 2. And then this one would be 2, negative 2. So, can I do simple math? Yeah. Cool. So let's say M1 equals 5. And M2 equals 5. Can I do math to vectors? Yeah, okay. So this is V1I. And V1F, V2I. So, as per our equation, V1F equals how am I going to do this? Because I want the starting point to be at 0. Can I just hang on. Let's get rid of this. V1I. Oops. Equals. Can I just do negative 2, 2, 0? And then V2I equals 2, negative 2, 0. Okay. I should have that all figured out now. So, our first thing is M1 minus M2. So M1 minus M2 over M1 plus M2. It's just going to be 0, but I'll do it anyway for variation's sake. And that's times V1I plus 2M2 over M1 plus M2 times V2I. You know, that would make sense. I may be stupid. Doesn't matter what fucking where we are in space. How do I think about this? If this was just 2, 2, 0, there we go. Then it should go like that. Right? No, it would be negative both. Why would it be the same? Because this is just 1. That's why. Oh no, okay. Duh, idiot. So this is our MV1F. So this is good. Yeah, okay. And then 2F equals 2M1. No. Over plus 2 V1I 2M2 minus M1 over M2 plus M1 D2 Okay, that looks good. What if we made M1 10? So let's make new vectors. Can I do that? Oh, comma. I mean, that looks right. Because it would hit something of larger mass. Fuck. Alright, it works for vectors then. Kinda awesome. And if we put like 0.9, there's the whole damn thing. Splendid. Okay. Bethesda is playing. Whoa. Okay. Does this look good text-wise? Yes, it does. So capital S, save that. Okay. So I realize I haven't changed my screen, so let's just do this. Pygame.vector2 Pygame.math. Oh, it is part of Pygame. Okay. Inputs are just slurp, lerp, Euclidean magnitude. Can you do non-Euclidean stuff in Pygame? Yeah, okay. So it's just input XY. Kerblam. Kerblam. Okay. Just gonna do a test on IPYNB. This is why I use IPYNBs, because I could just make a new code block easily without creating a new file and then test shit out. So let's go test vec pygame copy die. There we go. Let's call it 1.1 comma 1.1. Ooh, high. 50 million Epic Games notifications just popped up. I love when that happens. Print. Test. Back. Can I do that? Oh, fuck. I should have these in the same block. Blame. Now try it again. Okay. Displays it like a list, but we'll see. Test vec 2. Test vec times 2. Print test vec 2. Fuck. Well. Okay. Test vec. This is probably dumb as shit. This is like baby math. People watching this probably think I'm dumb. Okay. You can scale vectors, you can add vectors. I feel like every time I try and do something like this in the actual file, it gives me an error saying like, oh, you can't do that to a vector 2. Shut the fuck up. Ignore that. How are we doing on 30 minutes? I wasted 30 minutes learning. So, let's go to physics. I don't know why I called this momentum. But yeah, this should work. This should genuinely work. Awesome. Why is it called Momentum 1? Just call it Momentum. Actually, call it... collision underscore elastic. It does have to do with momentum. It's mass times velocity. So boop, 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 boop. Awesome. Let's try putting a damper on that bitch. 0.9 is a good one. It's got it times. I'm sure realistically the damper would depend on mass. Depend on the mass of the object and the property, like the material that the object is, but I'm not a material scientist. My worst class in college was thermodynamics. Awful. So where do I have collisions? Is collided with. Where's my print thing? Whoa. How am I gonna do this? I barely know how collisions work. Let me, okay. Let's run the bits. And there it goes. All right. Is it gonna, it's still printing. It's not still printing. I turned that off last time. Okay, and that's this thing. Object underscore group. Is that anywhere else here? I see. Game sprite group. And sprite collide any. This is the key. This is the key to understanding collisions. The thing is, when I was doing this collision bit, I was just kind of fiddling around trying to see what worked. Maybe that wasn't the best, but Deprecated extensions. AI assisted. Disable. Uninstall. Yeah, this is an AI hate stream. If you use AI and enjoy it, fuck yourself. I don't want you here. I hate it. I hate it. I hate seeing it everywhere. It's so obnoxious. Buy game sprite collided. And I'd like to make this generalized and universal. If a sprite weak sprites. Garbage collected automatically. Oh. Do I have the sprite edition of the Testoid within the runtime? No, outside the runtime. Okay, good. How do I make different groups? Group. Object group. Okay. Equals that. Any collide. Where's collide? There's a list. Turn a list. So let's go with player, comma, returns a list, so just print it. This is gonna fail because it's gonna say nothing's colliding, so I can't. Yep. Do kill. Do kill. All sprite that false. It doesn't have an automatic false. Why doesn't it have an automatic false? All right. Okay, it is printing a list. So I'm gonna have to say, okay, because right now the list is 0, has a length of 0. So I can say if the list is greater than 0. Bing. Okay. Bing. Oh. Only with the middle. Maybe I want. I don't know where the rectangle on this thing is. There it is. It is a very poorly drawn rectangle. Okay. Scroll back up. What does that look like? Oh god. Oh my. Why does it give it like that? Why does it give it like that? That's really weird. It returns a list of sprites. Oh, this is an easy, like, hit scan. It's saying like, oh, if this projectile collides with another object, then they both disappear. Make a temporary little thing that says, like, I want to separate that a little bit. Destroyed. Cool. If when goal greater than 0. 4. Print. Sprite dot mass. What that? Is that something I can do? That's like a Russian nesting doll sort of shit. Asteroid dot mass. Okay. See if it runs. It runs. All right. Nice. Okay. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking. So, where do I determine position? Here, down here. So I want to put it here. Let's try putting it here. Okay. So this thing, collision elastic physics dot width. So player vel equals player vel ask vel physics dot collision elastic. M1 is going to be player dot mass. M2 is going to be sprite dot mass. V1 is going to be let's call this VF. So maybe I do want it down, actually. And then I can recalculate position based on the velocity here. And then player vel equals. This is going to end poorly. I can already feel it. Bf should be a vector already, actually. So maybe just Bf. And then player plus equals player vel times dt. And then update. Run it. Oh, didn't like it. Oh, so true. V. Zero. This is the moment of truth. Nope, didn't like it. Why not? It worked here. What if I make this a float 2.0? What happens then? Oh, it works perfectly fine. So, why the fuck not, huh? Plus. One of these is a float. Okay, that's right. Maybe I should have put this asteroid closer, so I don't have to wait every time. Let's fucking go. Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. That's so fucking cool. I'm so fucking cool sometimes. What can I say? Okay. Kerplam. Can I like? Yeah. That's actually a weight off my shoulders. That's like something that I've been stressing over for months. Like, oh my god, how am I gonna make collisions work? I got collisions to work, guys. I'm unstoppable. This game is going to be fucking incredible. Right. Next step. Implement gravity. I've got it all set up already. What did I do today? Implemented simple collision between player and asteroid. Let's also say make collisions universal. Holy moly, man. I feel proud of myself. I got something done. So let's save everything. I need to use try except more. I need to like predict what the problem will be. Like I know how stupid I can be about the vector 2 thing. It's like I don't know. Also applicable with objects with non-zero velocity. Look good? Looks good. Alright. Bash me. Git add. Git commit. Implemented collisions. Maybe just calling it rudimentary and saying like simple is just a way of downplaying my achievements, and I shouldn't do that. But, you know, it'll be better. Git push. Awesome. Well, I think that'll be it for today's programming stream. I hope to do a little bit more Elite Dangerous soon, maybe tonight. We'll see how busy I am. But until then, have a great day.